Well, clearly this has gone from me making funny videos, or at least things that I think are funny, uh, and I'm still going to do a little bit of that, piddle around, but seems like now I'm just doing serious fucking like commentary shit. So let's talk about the glue. What does it mean to be the glue in a community? I got my family, I got my neighborhood, my direct community, my surroundings. I got friends online. I have a few friends in real life, but I don't have a fucking phone right now, so I haven't talked to any of them in like a year. There's a lot of things. There's little smaller communities, tiny universes, all kinds of different shit. I'm unemployed right now, but normally in a work environment, you get your teammates, try to take care of them. Being the glue is keeping everybody together. And what's ironic is I often drive people away from me, but I keep them together. I don't know if you could call that altruism in a way. Probably not, but it's probably just stupid. It's what it is. But I try to do whatever I can to just keep the ball rolling. And I mean, all right. So take for example my direct community. So I live with my fucking parents. I feel like an ass. Try to do everything I can to help them out. It goes unappreciated, and that's fine. That's just the way it is. But my father has some fucking like rocks in the backyard. He's like, I don't know what the big deal is. He's cut down every tree around here. I don't know what he just wants there to be nothing. So anyway, he wants to get rid of these rocks. And he's not the type of guy that would walk across the street to Dick's house and ask him to borrow the wheelbarrow. Whenever something comes up, I have nothing to do. I'm bored. So, boom. All right, Dick has a wheelbarrow. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to knock on his door, ask him to borrow. He's fixed my car before. I know the guy. My parents aren't outgoing like that. They don't want to get to know people, really. They have like a few people that they know. My neighbor's a widow, and now my neighbor across the street is a widow as well. Her tenant is dying of cancer. But like none of that matters to them. But our other young neighbor who I introduced them to, he and his wife just had a kid. So, that's cute. I mean, not for nothing. It's like they're great people, but they know what they're doing. He's a young guy. He's got a lot of money. He's got his own house. He's younger than I am. He and his wife are doing great with their kid, and yeah, good news all around. But there are other people who like need a hand, and I don't know why. I don't know. They choose whatever's nice instead of getting into the fucking dirt. And I don't blame them because they've raised 2 kids. They've made a really nice house for themselves. My father's been working on this house for
fucking centuries. He's just, everything has been changed from the original format of the original layout of what the house was. But what I try to do is like just give somebody else a leg up. So I don't even like take care of myself. I just fucking, all I do is just pool my resources into, oh, there's a problem, boom, fucking Superman, you know, and I fuck up a lot too. I've fucked up my own life to like a seriously depressing degree. But this is my legacy. This is what I do. I help other people. I do all these little things for my parents. I do things for my neighbors. And I have a neighbor next to me. Like I said, who's a widow, and obviously right now, if she offered me money to help her out, like I did the other day, clearing fucking mice out of her basement, yeah, I'm gonna take it because I'm unemployed. But usually I try to tell her, like, it's really is all right. I'll shovel your driveway, whatever. The reciprocal end of it is that I'm not allowed to park in the street when it snows because the plows need to come by. So she has an extra parking space. She lets me park there. In turn, I'll do whatever you need me to do. I'll shovel your driveway, whatever. But people get caught up in like she goes, oh well, I don't want to take advantage of you. Like, well, you're not. This is a trade. I have a parking space, so I don't get a ticket that I can't afford, and I clear your driveway out for you. I do you little favors. It's like an 80-20 deal, but I don't care. Obviously, I'll take the money now, but I'm just trying to help you out. I really, it's sort of a passion. And it's the same thing with people online. The people that I talk to, usually I fuck up. I've made some pretty bad calls over the years. Try to make good calls, doesn't always happen. Same thing with work. Somebody is being like hassled by a manager. I'll try to step in and calm the situation and say, hey, you know, they're doing this to the best of their abilities, just like I am and just like you are. It's so fucked up. Like people who don't live outside themselves, I guess. Like I don't care if I'm hit by a fucking truck tomorrow. I don't put any serious value on myself. I try to be altruistic. Maybe 60% of the time it doesn't work out that way. But I try, put the effort there at least. And I have my moments too, and maybe that's like a subconscious thing that I know I'm a fuck up and a failure. So I'm trying to get away from myself, I guess. Like use me as a tissue. You know what I mean? I'm nothing. I just want to give everybody else something. When I'm joking around, it's a different story. But I don't know, being the glue is like just holding people together. just making little connections between other people besides yourself. And it would be nice to like be part of that, but oftentimes it doesn't work out that way. And then the other day, somebody was like, "Oh yeah, so and so uses John," and listen, that's what I'm here for. People use me for shit. My life is boring, so I'm bored. So in turn, I try to just like insert myself in places and make the quality of life for other people better. Doesn't always work out, but sometimes it does. I get worried about like these little petty things and drinking and shit. But yeah, I've been trying to these past like couple years. I've been trying to just like breathe and be like, "Look, John, this isn't a big deal. Just like you'll work it out." And I feel like here's the sad part of it. I feel like I bring people together a lot, and those people who understand that will understand that. Other people will say, "Oh, well, you're being fucking pretentious or some shit." Yeah, I get that too. I understand. I'm just saying that most of my life, I've kind of held people together. I've brought people into communities. Whether it be the neighborhood, my parents never knew Bob, and now my widow neighbor has a shitload of scrap metal. Okay, instead of paying somebody to take it away, I'll go talk to Bob, and he'll come over and he'll take a look at what you got. He'll probably take all of it without hesitation, because that's how he's retired. That's how he's making his living now. He has like 10 fucking kids. I really am like a fucking, like a napkin. Or like a handkerchief. Or like a, completely disposable. Who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck. I like to comment on it because that's my life's work. That's all I can do is try to help people out, try to stand up for people, try to keep people closely knit. And it's like, I feel like I'm like fucking cleaning sewers or some shit. That's what I relate it to. And then you have other people who say like, oh, well, we do nice things for people for ourselves. So we feel good about ourselves. Well, I'm not going to lie to you. That's sort of, yeah, I mean, that's the gist of it. But it's not in a selfish way. I don't have a skill set to my name. So this is what I do. Everybody has to have some sense of accomplishment. Little bit, little pinch of pride. Not too much. But I got to comment on it because I got health issues. I'm unemployed. My family fucking hates me. I mentioned that before. So there's got to be something. There has to be a constant. And that's what mine is. It's just to try to help other people. And I pissed a lot of people off throughout my life. And it's not like I don't think about that every single day. the past maybe decade and a half of my life has just been loss, mostly. It's like you're making friends, you're losing friends. You have a good time with your family, then you come up with a good idea, they shit on you. There's no easy way out. And I've been given a nice roof over my head. I buy my own clothes, but food. I've been given a lot of help throughout my life, and that guilt helps me to want to help other people. I feel bad. And on top of that, I want people to get along. And while I understand that sometimes that just isn't going to happen, I see a problem, I try to fix it. It's different in every case. But with my parents in my direct community, they're not going to go out of their way to like meet the neighbors, or like unless it's a certain thing, like, oh, they had a kid. Like I was saying earlier, like they don't have any desire to know anybody. But when you start networking, you start talking to people around you, it becomes an actual community. There's strength in that. Everybody has a different skill set, and everybody has different resources. So you all help each other out. That's the way human beings have existed for years. And I don't I don't get why the majority of people don't invest more time into that and try to actually create something. I don't know what it is. I mean, and then online like this, the whole Soulseek community is just like fucking, yeah, we're all just like bored and fucking joking around and shit. Or, I don't know, maybe you guys all work for the FBI. I don't fucking know. But I don't care. Life is war, and this is my war. So, I'm gonna fight it. And a lot of people, it seems like this like rotation of people, like somebody's my friend for like a year and then they fucking vanish, or they hate me, or when you have to choose between people, it's very hard to mediate. It's very hard to like keep people together and be the glue. I tried really hard with you, Lachlan, but if you're gonna get offended every time somebody makes a gay joke or calls you a fag or what, dude, come on. What are you, like 24? Come on, man. That's bullshit. Brian's over there fucking about. Come on, man. This is why, because I can't believe people are this dumb. And I'm not calling you dumb, but I'm saying, like, give up the ghost, guys. If you don't like me, you don't like me. All I'm trying to do is, so I have one friend, I have another friend. The other friend calls this friend a faggot or something. Or starts, shitting on somebody for their, homosexuality. Okay, it's between the two. That one person has to either take it in stride and laugh and have some humility, or the other person has to stop being a fucking asshole. And all I can do, being friends with both of them, is try to mediate and try to keep the community together. When someone leaves because of some stupid shit, it sucks. It really sucks. And when you can't defend everybody. It's like my first girlfriend said. Like, we were talking about friends and stuff. She goes, "Yeah, well, it's actually nice to not have a lot of friends." And that was 2007, and that's just resonating with me now. Because I have time for this shit, but I don't have time for this shit. Like I said, use me like a fucking napkin. I'm around. But if two other parties are going to be extremely petty, why invest time in it? I want reasons to invest time in it. I want to know how I can fix things and keep people together. I don't want to just have it all be for nothing. Because that's how I've chosen to spend my time. Every single thing. I'll watch a fucking video on like public freakouts and shit, like, stupid YouTube poop shit like that. And people will be arguing and they'll sound like such fucking idiots. And then all of a sudden I need a cigarette. Because I'm starting to, my mind's, the gears are going. I'm starting to think about, like, oh, well, if I were in that situation, if I were like a passerby or something, what would I do? This is all I think about. And it might be a subconscious thing that stems from my mother telling me that my brother is a fixer. I don't fucking know. All I know is what happens minute by minute. And to people who have stood up for me, whether I know it or not, whether I believe it or not, they know who they are. Thanks. Because that's the kind of shit that we all need to do for each other. And I try to do it for others, and sometimes it doesn't work. And I end up making a poor decision and fucking things up worse than they would have been. And sometimes I feel like I should just shut my fucking mouth, but I have too many thoughts to what am I going to do, stare at a wall? No, I express myself because it needs to be done. And that's about it.